Let's take a look at the question of share capital. Share capital in many countries, this is really a non-issue. In France, that's not the case, and you should spend a little bit of time to understand what is at stake. Okay, so how much share capital should I put into my SS company? The correct answer is enough to be taken seriously by your French partners and enough for your fundraising plans. Let me explain. Your registered share capital is the amount of cash and contributions in kind that a shareholder transfers to the new company. Transferred cash and assets become property of the company, and in return, the contributing shareholder receives shares in the newly founded company. The amount of your share capital is public knowledge in France and needs to be stated on your company note paper, your commercial emails, and similar items like that. Now, although you can register a company with just €1 of share capital, how is that interpreted by your suppliers, your customers, and other shareholders? It looks like you're broke or not committed. I also mentioned the link between share capital and fundraising. In France, here's how it works. As a rule of thumb, the maximum amount of grant your company can claim, so that's non-recourse funding, the maximum amount of grant is equal to the amount of your share capital. So, the more share capital you can put down on the table, the more grant money you can apply for. Okay, let's talk now about know your customer. You should prepare a minimum amount of documentation for the KYC process in France, run by all banks and law firms. Compared to other countries, France is no more stringent than its neighbours, but you will need to disclose the identity of the ultimate shareholders in your group, or at least each shareholder, physical person, owning more than 25% of your French company, directly or indirectly through another company. And for anti-money laundering purposes, you will also need to provide a short explanation of the origin of the funds to be invested in France. Now, I mentioned you'll also need a registered address for the company. A registered address in France is required for incorporation like everywhere else. No exception here. Solutions for this include domiciliation in the offices of another existing company, domiciliation at the address of specialized domiciliation companies offering rental services and meeting rooms, domiciliation at the CEO's residential address in France, and if you've already signed a lease, domiciliation at the address of the new company's rented offices in France. So that's it. You now have the basics to create your SAS in France. But hold on to your berets, because we can make the journey even smoother with some tricks and tips which we'll present in the next video. Stay tuned, or as Napoleon might say, victory in business is just around the corner.